By its very definition, the future is unknown. We see that each year at the World Series of Poker Main Event. After all, who could have predicted Chris Moneymaker would change poker forever? This could be the last card of the 2003 World Series of Poker. Who thought Jamie Gold would talk his way to a championship?
You don't have a queen, do you? I got this one.
All right, you talked me into it.
You call?
Here we go! Yes! And did anyone think Daniel Weinman's jacks would lead to $12 million? Oh, and jack of hearts on the turn! And that is it. We can't predict the future. Poker reminds us of that all the time.
On.
But when you enter the main event, when you sit down for $10,000, when you chart your course to day 5 and beyond, there is one guarantee. When the last card is dealt, someone will win the main event bracelet. Someone's future will be golden.
Welcome back to the 2024 WSOP Main Event. It is time for day 5, and in a way, the main event really starts today. Juan McCarron, Norman Chad, and Jesse Sylvia on the call on PokerGO.com for the first 6 hours of coverage, and then tonight, the night shift kicks off with Nick Schulman and Ali Najad. My name is Remko Rinkema. Pleasure to bring you this 1-hour free preview on our YouTube page. Steven Song is our chip leader with well over 4 million chips. But of course, we're going to kick this off with the man, the myth, the legend, the Poker Hall of Famer, Phil Ivey. He won his 11th bracelet after a 10-year drought. And he's going to try to run it up today as he comes into day 5 with a relatively short stack. But of course, we all know that means nothing in this event. As the levels are long, there's lots of big lines in play, and Ivey can do it like no other. One of the best players of all time, yes, I will say it, one of the best no-limit hold'em players of all time, Adrian Mateos, winner of 4 World Series of Poker bracelets, already has won the Europe main event back when he was just 18 years old. He is one of our chip leaders, and he is sitting on our secondary streaming table. Going over to our 3rd streaming table, Lonnie Hui, the artist formerly known as Lonnie Harwood, one of the absolute crushers on the tour and winner of 2 WSOP bracelets, comes into today with a short stack, but who knows, maybe she can spin it up. Ren Lin also at her table. Here's a look at the current payouts. $37,500 for the remaining players, and maybe, just maybe, we will get down to the final 125, which means all remaining players would receive $100,000. Here's our chip leader, 4.7 million, Steven Song. No stranger to deep runs, also has bracelets under his belt, and he has 189 big blinds, and look at those beautiful purple chips at the front of his stack. Here's a look at the leaderboard presented to you by GTO Wizard. 464 players remaining. That is only 4.5% of the field. Mateos second in chips. Will Berry in third. We have lots and lots of big stacks still to get accustomed to. A lot of new names to learn. But as you all know, today, tomorrow, and beyond is when we learn these names that we will never ever forget, as some of them will make the final table and some of them might flame out on one of the upcoming days. Once again, thank you all so much for joining me. If you're catching us on YouTube, this is a free 1-hour preview of our main event show. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 600,000 subscribers, so that would be sick if we can hit that. Very much appreciate you all for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. All right, going over to our 3rd table here right away. Lonnie Hui, all in, ace-9 versus Niederreiter with pocket 8s. Instant action here as Hui's all in for her final 230K. Hui, 71 cashes, 7 final tables at the WSOP. Can she extend her run? And a 9 on the flop. Okay, still very much alive. And now well in the lead. Now, Niederreiter, of course, 1.3 million behind. Won't be affected too much by this. Things looking good for Lonnie here. 9 on the turn. Doesn't change a thing. Niederreiter still looking for an 8 and an 8 only. Lonnie, can she fade? Yes, she can. Double up for Louis as she remains completely stoic.
1 out of 1. You need to do a couple of those.
And now she'll be hunting down her second double up. She won her first bracelet back in 2013. A big stack specialist, an aggressive player, completely fearless. We'll see if she can spin it up some more. Here's a look at the upcoming levels. 10K, 25K with a 25K big blind ante. We are closing in on that moment where the big blind is worth a starting stack of 60,000. Back over to our main feature table right now. As I said, highlighted by the presence of Phil Ivey, 565K. Let me know in the chat, will we see Phil Ivey all in during the first hour? Let's hear some predictions. Action folds around to Rodriguez. Fernando Rodriguez has 3 prior cashes at the WSOP, finished in the money in the main event last year. Was not able to crack the top 1,000, so this is his deepest run to date. It's 33-year-old from Odessa, Texas. Action now on Jake Farrow. 2.3 million in career tournament earnings. Decides to let it go, and Rodriguez takes down the first hand here at the feature table.
1 point.
Small blinds, 10.
How long did you extend for? Till Wednesday?
25.
Shut up, man.
Seeing some guesses in the chat on whether Ivey will be all in during the first hour here. More yeses than nos. By the way, starting today, we are also filming for the TV episodes, so I know some of you love watching those episodes with Lon McCarron and Norman Chad on the commentary. That filming starts today. Those episodes will air later in the fall, which also means we are filming from start to finish.
I'm here till Sunday, but it's because I got to deal
every
with
hand
for the whole week.
From here until we get a winner will be shown, of course, on these feature tables. You can't film every table. Schwartzberg raising it up with ace deuce to 55K. Farrow in the small blind, contemplating.
Raise. 240 is the bet.
Farrow comes with a 3-bet to 240K. A lot of middling stacks here at this feature table, like we saw at the start of the show. There's quite a lot of stacks already up to over 4 million, while our biggest stack here is just above 2 as Schwartzberg lets it go.
Button's good.
All right, here's a look at the start of day 5 by the numbers. Shortest stack, just 3 big blinds. No more main event champions remaining. And 2 poker commentators left in the field. Maria Ho and Tony Dunst still in action. And here's a look at Maria Ho out in the field. On 357,000 chips, Maria's gonna need some help. She needs even more help than Phil Ivey, who's on 560. So would not be surprised to see Maria all in during this first hour of play. Big blind right now, 25,000. So she is in the 15 big blind range. Ivey brought out a new fisherman's hat for today. Love to see it. It's been a theme. He found the right way to block some of those bright feature table lights.
Raise 55.
If you're catching us for the very first time, we have daily highlights on our YouTube channel to get you caught up with the action. And then we do a preview on YouTube, and then we have basically 10 hours of play on PokerGO.com every day of the main event that is still remaining. Schwartzberg again attacking Faro, again probably going to be the one 3-betting. We lost Daniel Negreanu shortly after the bubble burst on day 4 yesterday. He couldn't get anything going, so no more Negreanu in the field. And Faro in position this time makes it 155. As though Schwartzberg at some point could get tired of Faro 3-betting him. However, timing would be way off if he decides that right now on this very hand. The main event, a game of patience. If you are a Spanish speaker, please know that PokerGO Spain on YouTube is streaming right now as well. Adrian Mateos is on our secondary feature table, so we will show Adrian whenever there is a big hand in progress. But yes, PokerGO Spain is live right now.
You got blues over there, man? Under that?
Yeah, he does.
Push him up and put him on top, please.
Going over to our
Big
third
chip should be
feature
visible
table
and
here.
On top.
Action in progress.
Your blue chips. Separate and on top.
Bystrov Zorov all in with pocket tens against Ren Lin. No gamble, no future, full to heads up. All those things go out the window here as we are gambling for a future here. Ace King versus tens. Massive, massive clash here. 1.6 million in the middle. Bystrov Zorov sees Jack 4-4 on the board. His pocket tens still well out in front here. Lin does have him covered. Turn card. Ace of clubs. And Ren Lin spikes the ace to potentially send the Ukrainian to the rail here early on day 5. Wow. You got to win your flips, baby. Ren Lin patiently awaiting the river. And it is the 5 of hearts. And Ren Lin sends another player to the rail, chips back up to 2.8 million. Wow.
Excuse me, sir. I need you to wait for the payout. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Same outcome.
Now on our secondary table, this is Adrian Mateos' table. He's not in this hand. 10, Jack, deuce, deuce. McCullough picks up a heart flush draw here versus Tion, who has a pair of tens. 470 in the middle here. Action on McCullough.
Check.
Checks back in hopes of finding a heart on the river. It is a 6 of spades, so Tion gets the check mark.
Bet 125.
Tion betting 125, going for value with his pair of 10s.
Buttons moved.
Here's look at Mateos at the top of the 2024 money list with 9.1 million.
Yes, please.
All this man does is win,
Thank you.
ahead of Santosh, who won the 250K earlier here at the WSOP.
Yeah.
Staying with our secondary streaming table here. Oh, I guess we're heading back over to the main table. Of course, all eyes on Phil Ivey here. Let's see if he's in a hand. Oh, he is in a hand. Ivey with pocket sixes facing some overcards, but also has an emergency flush draw there with the 6 of hearts. Not a flush draw you get excited about, but it could help you out in the pinch. And Schwartzberg with ace-jack of spades, holding an air ball here.
175 is the
He's
bet.
going to fire up at 175, applying that pressure on Phil Ivey. Big moment here for Phil Ivey. Can he read through what Schwartzberg is trying to do? High pressure moment for him. His 6 is not looking good here at all. Ivey, of course, knows that he could get blown off this hand on the river. Does he want to risk any more chips here with the pair of 6s? Ivey with a glance over at his opponent. Ivey deep into the tank here, knows how crucial this moment is here. The fact that he's thinking this long with the hand this week really goes to show that Ivey is considering every possibility here, even though the 6s would have been in the muck for most players by now. Has to take into account that people love to bluff him, and he does let it go looks for a better spot. Phil Ivey down to 450K. Can't fault him for folding this one, as Schwartzberg produces a little smile here. Got one over on Phil Ivey. That is unfortunate for
Small blind, big blind,
all of
please.
our Ivey fans.
How much is small blind? 15?
That's 10, 25, 20.
11.
Thank you.
Discount. I like it.
Phil Ivey below 20 bigs right now, starting to approach the danger zone. If you're enjoying our coverage, please smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Going back over to our secondary table. Adrian Mateos raising it up to 50K. Finds the beautiful looking pocket queens. Tarun Goyal gave us some thoughts on the big blind. Ultimately, lets it go.
No.
No. Sorry, guys.
Not even history.
I'm gonna build a table like this for home and practice all next year.
Yeah.
This table's not the easiest for the dealer, is it?
No, it's hard. It's fun. It's super big.
Yeah.
You guys can come over when I build it. You guys can come over when I build it.
Yeah.
You'll help you practice.
I mean, if the game is good, go.
I'll take it. Well, you guys make mistakes. I'll just deal.
If you're with us in the chat, please let us know where you're watching from. Send me your flags, by the way. Send me your country flags in the chat. We'd love to see which countries are represented. I know that the USA will dominate, but I can only imagine that we have quite a few more remaining. About 450 players still in the main event right now. Meshel raising it up to 50K with ace-7. Action folding to the blinds. I would not be the one attacking Adrian Mateos' big blind. I feel as though all day he's going to give you lots of resistance. Maybe not with a 4-deuce off, but most hands you're going to see some action from
Buns moved.
Mr. Mateos. Swinging back on over to our main table. Look at this. We got South Korea, Germany, Spain, Ireland,
Check.
Israel, Colombia, Sweden, Canada. Lots of flags in the chat. Mexico, I see Albania, I see Andorra.
50.
Turkey, Botswana, Ethiopia. You guys are just trolling at this point, right? And look at this, back to the table here. Phil Ivey flopping top set of 9s, and Rodriguez with ace-jack has 2 overs and the diamond flush draw. Huge Ivey moment here. King of hearts on the turn.
Check.
Ivey, of course, still best, looking to fade diamonds here.
$100.
Ivey betting 100,000.
Call.
River card brings the queen of spades. Rodriguez misses his flush draw. And now, look at him now. He is reaching for chips.
180 is the bet.
Wow, look at this, betting 180,000. It's not enough to put Ivey all in, but he's going to make the call here. And Phil Ivey basically gets a double up here to 880K. All right, show me some love in the chat. Let's get some hype for Phil Ivey. He's back, baby.
Button's good.
Here's a look at the Ivey Factor, his triumphant return to the WSOP, winning the 10K limit deuce to 7 triple draw event for $347,000, 12 cashes, 3 final tables. Currently 5 in the POY rankings, up to 1.1 million in earnings this year so far. His first bracelet since
So I need 25 in the middle
2014.
and 25 in front. Thank you. 5 more, please. 5 more, please, for the middle. Thank you.
All in.
All in.
Good luck, Alan.
All in.
Oh, look at this. Ewing all in for 155. Rodriguez comes over the top with pocket threes. Trays, if you will. Perhaps a bit of frustration there for Rodriguez.
I have 155 for the main, and then all in for 290.
Wow, and Phil
Sorry.
Ivey finds
Oh,
kings.
shit.
Oh, baby, are we going on a ride here or what? Phil
With the
Ivey
lines.
with a chance to send 2 players to the rail.
An ace. One time. This is my one time.
All right, Ewing has declared the use of his one
Fortunately, I haven't
time.
used it until now. What a spot. That's awesome.
Rodriguez all in with threes. Ewing with ace deuce, and Phil Ivey stoic as ever with a chance to send 2 players to the rail.
I put him on ace X, so.
Oh my God! Can Ivey hold up one time?
I
Send me your
understand.
kings in the chat. I don't care. I don't care if you guys think I'm biased. I'm rooting
Gotta
for
call
Phil
the
Ivey.
cards.
Let's go. Let's get those kings in the chat. I can hear chants of Ivey, Ivey, Ivey raining down from the rail. Thinking back
I
of when
see.
Pat and Mel were on the rail
Right here?
supporting their favorite player, Probably bringing him an apple before the start of play.
Used it one time.
I haven't used mine.
You got 2 one times against you.
I'm officially declaring it. One
Me
time,
too,
baby.
one
You
time.
guys, they're both
Threes
using
on the
it.
window.
Massive moment here.
Tough to dodge. Maybe, yeah, but I don't think he's gonna
I didn't use it yesterday on my way out on the ace queen. I didn't use it. I said it one time ago.
Absolutely massive moment here. Let's see the flop. King, 8, queen.
Well,
that's
Ivey
problem.
flops top set. Things could not start off better for Phil Ivey. Backdoor Broadway is Ewing's best chance.
we're all in.
Rodriguez needs running threes to stay alive. Ace on the turn, that's going to seal it. Phil Ivey busting 2 players on the feature table to get things going today, and
luck,
he
man.
is up to 1.3 million, despite starting the day with just
That's a double one-timer.
600,000. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, smash that like button if you're enjoying this little Ivey run we're on right now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're enjoying the coverage. We're trying to hit 600,000 subs. Let's go. I'm standing up. I'm hyped.
You're thinking so much for the call. You're thinking so much for the call.
Thinking so much?
Yeah.
No, he called right away from me.
Wow. Philip Ivey Jr. firmly back in contention, in the hunt, whatever you want to call it.
Raise the 50.
Stacking his chips in 10s, which, of course, is a sign of his dominance. Whenever he stacks them in 10s, I always have good feelings about Ivey running deep. I feel like everyone in the chat, myself included, were rooting for Ivey. Everyone else at the table was rooting for him to lose. Now, with Ivey on 1.3 million, he's going to be a force. He's going to be an absolute force.
Thank you.
All right, Farrow here with the raise under the gun. Schwartzberg trying to get some chips back from giving up a few to him earlier.
Check.
arriving on the turn here as Schwartzberg catches the nut flush. Chat's still lit about Ivey's double up. I love it.
That's 65.
Faro has a gut shot, also has the jack of hearts, so some motivations here for him to continue. River is the 7 of hearts, and all of a sudden, Faro might think that he found something here, and all that he really did find was trouble. Schwartzberg with ace high here, and with ace high, of course, I mean the ace high flush is going to go for value here. Question is, how big will he go? Thomas Schwartzberg from Mexico City, a poker professional with $250K in live tournament earnings.
$330 is the bet.
There we go, betting 330,000. What a great bet size. Goes for the over bet, of course, assuming that Faro will have some stray hearts in his range here. Looking to extract maximum value. I gotta say, tip my cap to Schwartzberg here. What do you do here when you have the jack of hearts? What a bet. Faro glancing over at his opponent. These two guys, they might end up in an even bigger battle later on, because I feel like there's something brewing here. Faro really undecided on what to do here. What a bet size here from Schwartzberg. Just going for it. Faro reaching that point right now where in your mind you're maybe flipping a coin. You're indecisive, undecided, just not knowing what direction to take here. And look at this. He lets it go. Well done. Very good fold.
I want to see that one.
Lines up for your next dealer, gentlemen.
All right, going to interview with Maria Ho. Jeff Platt, what do you got for us?
All right, Maria Ho, one of our early eliminations on day 5. How would you describe what runs through your mind right off the bat when you're eliminated from the main?
Please, Jeff, don't follow me and ask me for an interview. No, I'm just kidding.
And that is what happened.
That's what happened. No, I mean, it's a little bit of everything, right? Like disappointment when you bust, but also gratitude for making it this far. You got through so many people. I got lucky in a lot of spots, right? You have to get here. Can't wait for next year. And just a little bit of just like stunned, I guess, because you've internalized everything for every single day, and now you're just like, ah.
With that said, did it start to feel like this could be a special run at any certain point?
Yes,
When?
I hit a one-outer. I hit a one-outer on day 3. I had 20 bigs, and I got kings against aces, and I hit a king on the flop, and some guy at the table said he folded a king after the hand. So I was like, this is how it starts. You need to hit one-outers to win the WSOP main event. But you know what? I hope I didn't use all my run good on this one, because I need some for the next time that I'm going to make it deep again.
Well, enjoy the bust-out meal at Raising Cane's, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you. You can join me.
Okay, I'm going to join Maria there, guys.
I guess no more Jeff Platt today either. They're off to Raising Cane's. Natasha Mercer eliminated too. Sad to see these women get knocked out. Hopefully we have a woman at the final table. If you would ask me before the main event started, what do you want the most? I would always say, let's get a woman to the main event final table. Lonnie Hui with an early double up. Perhaps she can get it done. Here's a look at our entrance. Started today with 464. Last year, 149 returning on day 6. So we'll have to look at that kind of range, 150-ish, perhaps a little bit above that number. We have a long way to go until we get down to the final table, but please know that we're streaming front to back every single day from here on out. Got another all-in here on our 3rd feature table. Tennis, all-in with queens versus Giordano with ace-king. 880 in the middle here. Tennis at risk. His queens, however, well out in front here, looking to fade an ace or a king. Abraham Tennis from Amman, Jordan, now living in Sacramento, California, looking for the double, and it's an ace on the river. Dreams shattered on the river as Giordano binks it.
Table C.
Marcelo Giordano from Sao Paulo, Brazil, catches the ace on the river. Shout out Barry Greenstein. Ay, ay, ay. What a painful way to go out.
Ace King never lose at that table.
Ace King just on fire as we see the reaction from Tennis. That is brutal. If you're just joining us, this is our 1-hour preview, but you can win a World Series of Poker main event seat if you become an annual subscriber. Use promo code WSOP24WIN for $20 off your first year of an annual sub, and you will automatically be entered into a raffle that gives away 3 main event seats. So we're putting 3 people in the main event next year. Might as well get signed up right now. Whether you're already an annual subscriber or if you just become one today, everyone who is an annual subscriber will be in the raffle for a main event seat. So use that promo code WSOP24WIN. Back to the feature table. We have our seats filled. Mercer and Shaw joining us here as Ivey up to 1.3 million in case you missed it. Got down to 400K. Then got some nice value from his set and then sent 2 short stacks to the rail with pocket kings. Farrow and Schwartzberg have been our 2 most active players at the table so far. Hernandez with the raise, and here comes Farrow making the call, and Burns finds 2 kings.
225.
Wow. How fast was that 3-bet? 225 from Burns. He has 760K in earnings from Wentzville, Missouri. A criminal defense attorney. So you will not talk your way out of this one. Nice sizing here from Burns, not giving these players a good price to continue with speculative hands. If you really want to play, you better pay up. And Burns might have wanted a little more action, but he'll take the win here. He'll take the win. By the way, Lon McCarron, Norman Chat, and Maria Ho, excuse me, not Maria Ho, she just busted. Jesse Sylvia are on commentary right now on PokerGo.com. So if you do switch over, please know that your favorite voices are back. Tonight we have the night shift, Nick Schulman and Ali Najad. So that should be a riot for those 4 late hours from roughly 9 p.m. until 1 in the morning. Nick Schulman and Ali Najad back on the night shift. My name is Remko Rinkema. I'm just here for the 1-hour preview. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to stay up to date on all the latest from the main event. Then also subscribe to PokerGo to keep on watching.
50,000.
Ivey with more room to play, raises it up with king-queen offsuit.
Button good.
Ivey takes it down. Here's a look at bracelets by the decade. Ivey got 7 in the 2000s. Mizrachi 5 in the 10s. Osmus 5 in the 20s. Johnny Moss 7 way back in the day. All legends of the game. Jeremy Osmus should be a matter of time before we see him in the Poker Hall of Fame. Faro finding a monster here. Ace King offsuit. Let's see what direction he's going to go, making a 50K to start. By the way, PokerGo is pleased to announce a new season of high-stakes poker premiering Monday, July 29th and airing exclusively on PokerGo. Season 13 features Phil Hellmuth, Andrew Roble, Jennifer Tilly, and more. So let's take a look at our preview.
Crazy Daisy.
On.
This season on High Stakes Poker.
What the? I've been letting him get away with it until today. I'm going to pick him off.
Oh. I gave the chips to the one person at the table where they're not coming back.
Never thought I'd feel bad for Robo.
Please, poker god. So many good times together.
Nicely done. I had 5 high.
That beats 7 for us.
Oh, you're a psycho.
Sam's the best in the world.
Best donkey in the world.
Nice.
Wow.
That is it. Season 13 of High Stakes Poker premiering Monday, July 29th. If you want to get PokerGo right now, use promo code WSOP 24WIN. That'll bring it down to $7 a month if you get the annual sub. Season 13 probably also means you've missed at least a season or two if you're not a subscriber, we've been putting out about 2
Raising
seasons
someone.
a year. And it's a big one this year again. Casas
200.
all in here on the
95,000.
feature table. Elliot Casas, or Casas.
Oops, sorry.
Staying with our main feature table here. Ivey, of course, since that double up, very comfortable on 1.3 million. If you have already subscribed to PokerGO and you want to upgrade to an annual plan, you can do so through the website or hit us up on support@pokergo.com. Just want to let you know. Right around 420 players remaining in the main event right now. Our estimations are that we will get down to about 160 by the end of tonight. Adrian Mateos still on our secondary feature table. He's up over 4 million. We're also keeping a close eye on Jesse Lonis out in the field. He is what I call a blaster, which is always fun to watch. Fingers crossed we get to see Jesse on one of the feature tables today. I know that on the bubble he was putting on an absolute show, as we have a small pot here brewing between Mercer and Shaw.
Check.
Check. Actually goes check, check.
Bet 25,000.
Small one here.
Call.
A bet and a call. We are leaving this hand for an all-in on our third table. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at this. Lonnie Hui all in again. This time she's in a lot more trouble against Giordano, who's found queens. Ace, deuce, 6, 2 clubs. And Lonnie Hui again takes the lead in a big all-in showdown. First, it was ace 9 versus 8s. Now, ace jack versus queens. Can she survive this one? Turn is the 5 of diamonds. Hui has to fade only a queen. She is very close to having a real stack in this tournament. River card. Oh, no! The queen of diamonds. And Lonnie Hui eliminated on day 5 of the main event. The women in this event are dropping quickly, which is not what I want to see. One card away from a big comeback. Lonnie Hui sent to the rail. Ay, ay, ay. Giordano so far one of the crushers on day 5 as Lonnie receives her payout slip and someone has taken her to the cage. Here's a look back at that queen on the river. A little frustration there on the face of Lonnie, of course. She's a top pro. She's been through it before, but it does sting a little more in the main event.
If I pay a bet with anything, don't judge me. All right.
If you're just joining us, please Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Trying to get us to 600,000 YouTube subs. We're only about 300 away. Maybe we can hit it right now. Oh, sorry, we're 3,000 away. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not sure 3,000 of you would subscribe right now, but I appreciate you all. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but it is going way too fast right now. Over to our secondary feature table. Goyal with the big one here, ace-king. Tarun Goyal from Bathinda, India, has been a poker pro for 12 years. Has 18 cashes at the WSOP, one final
Raise
table.
55,000.
There's an online event, the
Calls
Online
55.
Colossus.
Calls 55.
This is his best result in the main event so far, as Tian and Mateos come along from the blinds.
Check.
9-8 deuce on board. No player with a pair.
Check.
The crackling sound you hear in the background is actually the chip shuffler. Every table today using chip shuffling machines. This hour has been absolutely flying by.
Check. Check.
Action gets checked around. Goyal hits an ace on the turn, and that gives him the check mark. No outs for either player. The card shuffler. Did I say chip shuffler? Sorry, it's the card shuffler. Thank you, chat, for pointing out my own insanity. It's been a long summer. I'm trying to stay sharp here. I'm on a steady diet of caffeine and pastries. Shout out to pastries. Goyal going to toss out a bet here.
110,000. Fold.
Two quick folds here. And now Goyal can go back to being a chip shuffler while the cards are being shuffled by the machine at the table.
After the
The chip shuffler in me is just my hand. Are you guys at home watching poker or playing online poker shuffling chips, or am I the only one that does that?
Out here in the event center, the biggest stack in the room belongs to this man, Steven Song. If you could stand up for a quick sec for me, please. Appreciate it. What is it like taking the chip lead into day 5 of the World Series of Poker main event?
Pretty cool. I guess, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I don't know. I play a lot of tournaments, so you just, I guess, hope that this happens, you know. I mean, the last 2 years, I didn't even make it to day 2, so hopefully I can make up for all that.
You mentioned the experience you have. How do you utilize that experience to your advantage today?
I don't know. I guess I've been in kind of similar spots. I had like one deeper run in the main too, so I don't know. I probably sleep better than most people. I'm a pretty good sleeper. I think that gives me an upper edge too.
I'd say sleep is very valuable. Going to
Yeah.
send you back to the action.
All right.
Appreciate the time.
Jeff.
Thanks, Steven.
All right, Steven Song, an absolute crusher. Speaking of crushers, Kristen Foxen also on the trend of the orange-colored glasses. What's going on here? Are we going to have 9 people with orange glasses at the final table? Foxen, 9 cashes at the WSOP so far this year. Maria Ho, look at that, 15 cashes. Jamie Kerstetter, who lost heads up in the Ladies Championship, already has tons. And there's D Moon Girl, Danielle Anderson, every day, a bag of sun chips and some charcuterie in her car during dinner break. That is powering and fueling her deep run in the main event. Give her a follow on social media too. She's posted some funny updates. Shout out D Moon Girl. Going back on over to our main feature table as we are coming in on the closing minutes of our free preview coverage. As you can tell, we've upgraded our coverage starting on day 5.
Raise 60,000.
The big fancy swinging around cameras are in town.
Was that the second bluff today or the first?
Of the table?
Yeah.
Streaming from
How do I pronounce your name?
start to finish every
How do I
day
pronounce your name?
from here on out.
In the first?
Well, since the World Series moved to Paris, maybe pronounce it Richard.
Huh?
Okay, okay. You know what? I'm French, right? You know what that word means in French? It means wealthy. Wealthy. That's 60. Pretty good name.
Richest sporting event in the world.
Looks like Schwartzberg and Ivey.
No heart. Good. Good shit. Yeah, that's what I'm for.
Look at Ivey trying to get a little extra info. He says he should have bet. Schwartzberg, of course, would have folded that ace-jack of spades pretty quickly.
10.
Just 10.
Ivey, though, 1.3 million. He's cruising. He's doing well.
Excuse me.
I had it on the turn.
Really? Wow, wow, sick. Good hand.
Players chatting about their cards, knowing that they'll get shown on the stream.
That's exactly what I came to the conclusion with. That you didn't have the Barry side. King.
Fair.
Yeah. King.
Fair
tough
with
fold.
ace king, raising it up.
Pretty much the same. Only repping one thing.
Yeah, you're only revving ace.
Galper going to come along from the button with deuces in search of a set. I see loud pipes in the chat saying Ivey's a monster at conversation manipulation. I wouldn't say one word to him. I think you're spot on. I think that talking to Phil Ivey is probably the most intimidating thing ever. I'm pretty sure he'll even find a way to take your money if you talk to him in line for a Starbucks or something. Schwartzberg is probably going to regret whatever information he gave him, as these guys will likely to be playing in many blind battles to come.
Bet 70,000.
70,000 is the bet here from Faro on ace 4-10. No set for Galper, which of course would have been tough given that Schwartzberg also has a deuce in his hand.
Easy game. You show, I show.
Faro shows the ace king.
Nice bluff.
Yeah.
Proud.
Yes, very proud of him.
Here's a look at that beautiful Las Vegas skyline to remind you of our deal with GTO Wizard. If you want to study like the pros, go to gtowizard.com/PokerGo. Try it out for free for 24 hours, and after that, save 10% when you sign up for an account. GTO Wizard, beat the best, crush the rest. All right, over to our secondary table.
I mean, in the breaks.
We got a big all-in here.
Emirates
Meschel versus Barry.
You have
$1 million in the middle.
They are playing all of them.
Meschel's tournament life on the line for 500K.
Yeah, all my friends
All
are
right, here
playing
comes the
too,
flop.
so it's
Meschel looking for an ace. Jack 6-8, 2 diamonds. No diamonds from Meschel. Looking for backdoor Broadway or an ace.
Excuse me, how can I switch off the mic if I want to? How to switch on and off the mic? Sometimes I have to switch off and I have to go to the rail to talk.
Turn is the 4 of diamonds.
There's a switch, right?
No,
No?
the switch has been disabled,
Oh,
so they don't
okay.
accidentally.
Oh, I thought there might be a
River
switch or
is the
something.
deuce, and that is it. Meschel eliminated Barry,
No.
chipping up to
Okay.
5.5 million, and I believe we have a new chip leader in the tournament. Barry, the first player over 5 million here in the main event. Absolutely wild. 5 million chips, hard to even imagine. All right, we're going to do a couple more hands here. Let me remind you, Lon McCarron, Norman Chad, Jesse Sylvia are doing commentary right now on PokerGo.com. Let's see what happens in this one. Hernandez versus Schwartzberg.
2 players.
Ace, 7, 10, 2 spades on board. No set for Hernandez. Let's see if Schwartzberg wants to get aggressive here with that gut shot. We also have live chat enabled on PokerGo.com. I'll be in the chat myself, watching along. As I mentioned before, we have the night shift with Nick Schulman and Ali Najad on PokerGo tonight from roughly 9 p.m. until 1 in the morning. Nick and Ali delivering the goods. It should be a blast.
Check.
Arriving on the river. Hernandez's 4 still best. Fours are going to take it down. Nice little pickup here with the small pair. Always feels good to stack those chips.
Thank you very much, players. Next to you is coming.
No, he's my friend.
All right.
Thank you.
Going to our final hand on the stream right now.
It's next
And I guess that's going to be happening on table B. Final hand of the free preview.
How's it going, sir?
I don't have friends on the table.
It's an all-in and a call. And look at this. Zoo all in versus Barry. And our chip leader about to get a whole lot richer. Jacks versus 9s. Oh, baby. That must be a wonderful feeling for Zoo, who hits a 9 on the flop, hits a set, and now takes the lead. Raymond Zoo from Saratoga, California, now living in San Francisco. Turn is the 3 of diamonds. Looks like he's on his way to a stack worth $785,000. Now, of course, Barry, our chip leader, can afford to lose this. Well, that is quite the blow, seeing your jacks go down like this. And that is it, a 4 on the river. And that'll conclude our free preview stream here on YouTube. Head on over to PokerGo.com to keep on watching. Lon McCarron, Norman Chad, Jesse Sylvia on the call. I appreciate you all for hanging out with me here for this first hour. The coverage will continue until around 1 in the morning. So if you look at the clock, that's about 11 hours that you have remaining of poker action here on day 5. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It was an honor and a pleasure. I'll see you guys on PokerGo.com.